So, yung mga arterial roads po natin. So, we have 4 classifications po ng road natin by function. So, we have the arterial roads, collectors, and local roads. So, ano po yung isa? Expressways. Okay. So, yung mga expressways, so, they are at the top. So, yung mobility sa expressway is, or yung highways, or road sections natin for expressways is designed for high service na car-centric. Okay, so mabilis po yung sasakyan natin dyan. And then, sa arterial roads, so there is a low access dun sa mga land areas natin. So, yung mga land areas po is, this includes the residential areas, commercial areas, and industrial areas. Okay, so sa mga arterial roads po, so siya yung nag-feed ng vehicles natin papunta sa expressways. And then, si collector roads, siya naman yung connected kay arterial, and then si local roads is yung nag-feed ng vehicles natin papunta sa collector roads. Okay, so again, mobility is the movement of people and goods, while accessibility is yung access natin dun sa mga abutting lands or yung mga nearby land uses natin. Okay. So, malinaw po ba tayo dun sa hierarchy ng roads natin by functions? Okay. So, we have here a schematic diagram ng ng road networks natin. So, sa suburban areas or even sa urban areas, okay, so yung functional classes po natin ng roads, so we have here, say this is a city, and then sa outer boundaries ng cities, nandyan sina arterial roads na connected kay expressways. And then, for example, this is a subdivision or a certain barangay. So, yung mga local roads na to, so connected siya kay collector road. And then, si collector road yung mag-feed ng mga vehicles natin papunta sa arterial roads. And then, sa rural areas naman natin, so imagine nyo, this is a major city. So, this one, yung malalaking bilog natin. And then, yung mga smaller circles or the villages. And then, from the local villages natin, so yung mga thin lines, yung mas manifest na lines, those or the local roads natin. And then, connected siya papunta kay collector roads. So, this one. And then, yung mga broken lines natin is the arterial roads. So, si arterial roads po is, this is more of a connection ng provincial highways natin. Okay, so before tayo mag-proceed, okay, so nakita nyo po ba yung G-sheet ng activity? Okay, so for your activity po next week, so wala po tayong face-to-face class, pero next week is gagawin nyo yung activity. So, pipili po kayo ng dalawang road section. So, more on intersection. So, may nakalagay po akong example dun sa G-sheet. So, ang gagawin nyo po, okay, so pipili po kayo ng roads. So, either collector road to arterial, or local road to collector road, or pwede ring dalawang local roads na connected. So, basta intersection po. Okay. So, ano pong gagawin? Doon, okay. Kita po ba yung maps ko? Okay. So, yung nakalagay po doon sa sample, so we have here the Bawan, Batangas Provincial Road, or the Balayan, Balayan, Batangas Road. So, this is a collector road po. And then, yung local roads na connected sa kanya is the San Diego Street and Santo Niño Road. So, this intersection po, so ang gagawin nyo po is traffic counting, pero 1 hour. Do you have any idea po kung paano gawin ang traffic counting? Okay. So, may idea. So, may ilan na hindi. Okay. So, sa traffic counting nyo po, so you have here a station. So, station 1 dito sa intersection, junction. So, bibilangin nyo po from Batangas City, from Paliko, Balayan, and then bibilangin nyo po per vehicle type, ilan ang nagpunta sa San Diego Street, ilan ang nagpunta sa Santo Niño Road, and ilan ang dumiretso pabawan. Okay. So, that is station 1. So, ang naka-assign po na tao, okay. So, first station. So, kaya po, you have to form 8 to 9 members. So, sa station 1, so, may dalawang naka-assign for sa pagbibilang ng vehicles. Then, station 2. So, pwedeng dito sa junction ng San Antonio and then Paliko. Then, from San Antonio, bibilangin nyo po ilan ang nagpunta ng Bawan, ilan ang papunta ng Batangas, and ilan yung nagpunta sa may San Diego Street. And then, from San Diego Street, ilan ang nagpunta ng San Antonio, ilan ang nagpunta ng Bawan, ilan ang nagpunta ng Batangas. Malinaw po ba? Okay. Pero since this is a 4-leg intersection, bibilangin nyo din po ilan yung galing Bawan na nagpuntang San Diego, ilan galing Bawan nagpuntang San Antonio, and ilan yung dumiretso ng Batangas. So, each station po is tatlo. Sorry, tig-dalawa. And then, ano po yung gagawin nung natira? So, yung other members po, ang gagawin nyo is pedestrian survey. So, bibilangin nyo po ilan yung tao na dumaan sa station nyo. Pero hindi nyo po bibilangin kung ilan, kung saan sila nagpunta. Bibilangin nyo lang kung ilan. Okay po? So, bali dalawang transportation survey ang gagawin. First is the traffic counting. Second is the pedestrian survey. And then, yung other guidelines and content po ng technical report, so tingnan nyo na lang po sa pinost ko ang guidelines. So, malinaw po ba tayo sa activity? Okay. Okay, so kayo na lang din po ang pumili ng kagrupo nyo. Okay, so balik po tayo sa discussion natin. So, sa hierarchy po ng structure ng road networks natin, so we have here yung description. The descriptions are arterial roads is for large volume ng traffic na connected sa expressway. Sa expressway is a high-speed controlled access highways for intercity or inter-province. So mostly Batangas to Manila, Laguna to Manila, and then Manila to other parts of the north. And then collector roads po, it collects the traffic from the local streets and then feed them into the arterial roads natin. So we have here a specific examples ng mga roads natin. This is specific po sa Batangas. Okay. And then as for the other criterias, so discuss natin yung functions. And then sa speed limits po, expressway is usual na 80 to 100 kph. And then arterial roads or the national highways natin is 40 to 60 km per hours. And then yung mga collector roads natin, 30 to 50 kph. And then yung mga local roads po natin is nasa 20 to 30 kph. Okay, and then yung access control, so full access po kay expressways is entry and exit via tollways, while yung local roads naman po natin is it has a direct access sa mga properties natin. Okay, typical cross-section 4 to 8 lanes. And then arterial roads or national highways natin is 2 to 6 lanes. So depende po sa locality. Pero yung I think yung Santa Cruz, Laguna, parang umabot din siya ng 8 lanes. Yung papuntang Santa Cruz, Laguna. But then, one time nagpunta ako ng papuntang UPLB. Kaso yung 8 lanes siya, pero yung nagagamit lang talaga is nasa 2 to 4 lanes. Okay, and then, so another criteria, so ang gusto ko lang po i-highlight dito is the maintenance responsibility. So yung expressways po natin is under the jurisdiction ng national government or the private concessionaires. Private concessionaires, yung mga toll operators po natin, San Miguel Corporation for the South Luzon Expressways, and Metro Pacific Tollways for Cavite Laguna Expressway and the NLEX or the North Luzon Expressway. So, the Star Tollway din po ay under ni San Miguel Corporation. And then arterial roads po natin, ang nagmamanage po ng maintenance niya is the national government or the provincial government. So, depende po kung nasaan yung road sections or yung highways natin. So, DPWH, so more on by division po pagdating sa arterial roads. And then yung mga collector roads po natin, so under siya ni provincial or municipal government. Or pwede rin po siyang maging under ni DPWH, pero yung jurisdiction nila is per district. Okay, and then sa local roads po natin, ang maintenance is na kay barangay or sa municipal government. Okay? So, malinaw po ba? And And then, aside po sa classification ng road networks natin by function, so we have a classification by administrative order. So, si DPWH po, classify niya yung road networks natin by jurisdiction, administrative jurisdiction. So, first we have the national roads or the main trunk line po natin. Pero under kay national road, may tatlong classification pa siya. So, primary roads, these are the road networks natin that connects major cities. Cities with more than or at least 100,000 population. And then yung mga secondary roads natin, so siya yung nagko-connect kay national primary road. Pero this is more on bypass roads. Pero siya yung directly na connected kay national road. And then tertiary roads is other existing roads that connects intercity. Pero yung iba kasi is nag-act as collector road and provincial roads na siya. And then another classification, we have provincial, we have the bypass or diversion roads, municipal and city roads. So these are within the poblacion or interbarangay. Bypass road is within a city or within a municipality, pero yung purpose niya is to divert heavy traffic away from the city center or away from the yung mga palengke or central business district ng municipality. Okay, and then another classification po is yung barangay road. So ito yung mga streets or yung mga local streets. Okay, and then so si DPWH po, so this department order is na-update po siya last year, 2024. Department Order 122, I think, kung hindi ako nagkakamali. So, ang binago lang po nila or in-update po nila dun sa department order is yung route numbering. So, kung magbubukas po kayo ng Google Maps, so yung mga national roads po natin is may coding siya na N1 to N49. So, it connects 3 major cities. Wait, pakita natin. Okay. So, ayan po. Kita po yung maps. So, kung pag nagbukas po kayo ng Google Maps and then pag enable niyo po itong traffic layer, so may makikita po kayong gantong signage. So, itong may 4 na to. So, this is a national road po. Primary national road. And then, yung mga expressways po natin. So, this is JP Laurel Highway, coded as number 4. And then, this one, yung Star Tollway natin is coded as E2. So, it is an expressway. And then, yung mga diversion roads po natin, so, hindi pa updated itong Google Maps. Pero, okay. So, for other roads po, so, yung N50 to N99, so, they are the national road na ang kinoconnect niya is 2 cities. Pero dito kasi, sa kagaya nung sa N4 kanina, so, di ba, yung connection ng N4 is from Batangas Then San Jose at Lipa. Santo Tomas is even connected doon sa N4 natin. Okay. And then sa tertiary road, so wala po silang binigay na standard numbering for this. And then for expressways, so kapag yung number or yung letter before the numbers, so it stands for national highways and then yung mga e-expressways. And then yung other details po ng mga national highways natin. So, pwede nyo pong tingnan dito sa website ng DPWH. So, nandyan po lahat ng information kung ano yung numbering ng mga roads natin. Even yung traffic informations. So, pwede nyo pong makita doon. Okay, so move po tayo sa considerations natin sa highway planning. So, sa national roads po, it has limited frontage access. So, yung mga developments po natin, yung mga buildings natin are may setback from the highway. Kasi, again, si national roads natin, it connects the big cities. So, they have limited intersections and nakadesign siya for continuous travel. So, for example, si Pan Philippine Highway or si Maharlika Highway, so it stretches from Luzon to Mindanao. So, that is our longest national road po. Okay. Sa Google Maps po, si Maharlika Highway is coded as AH26. So, kita po ba ito? AH26. So, si AH26 po, it is from, makikita nyo po siya from Lawag, Ilocos. And then, iikot po siya dito sa may Pagudpod. And then, okay, so hanapin nyo na lang po ito. So, trace nyo, ikot siya ng Tuguegarao. And then, here, sa may Santiago, part ng So, ang hindi lang po dinadaanan ni AH26 is si Baguio. Pero from Ilocos, so punta siya ng dito sa may Cabanatuan. And then, ang ikot na po niya ay sa Manila. So, ang ikot niya ay sa may C5, C4 rather. C4 and then Laguna. Laguna and then ang cut niya po is dito sa may Santo Tomas. Santo Tomas and then diretso po siya ng San Pablo. So, ang iikot niya po ay hanggang Zamboanga. Okay. So, trace nyo na lang po yan on your own. Okay, so AH26 or Pan-Philippine Highway or Maharlika Highway. So, isa lang po ang ibig sabihin na. Or isa lang po ang pinapertain na national road natin. Okay, so as for the details, so basahin nyo na lang po ito. Pero yung mga design standards is madidiscuss pa naman kasi natin siya sa lecture 3. Okay, so yung again, number of intersections sa national roads natin is minimized kasi after the expressways, so andyan na yung national roads natin or more on arterial roads. Then next is expressways. It has no frontage access. And then, yung mga developments natin is malayo dun sa highway. And then, provincial roads po natin. So, these are the connection from towns and cities natin within the province. So, municipality. So, they are often linked sa national roads natin. So, for example, yung mga rural Batangas towns natin going to Batangas Port. So, they are considered as provincial road. And then yung city or municipality roads natin, so they are for local traffics. Yung vehicle speeds should be kept low. So sabi nga natin kanina yung collector, this is more of a collector road. So mga nasa 30 to 50 kilometers per hour. And then yung mga non-motorized traffic natin is they have an equal importance dun sa motorized traffic kasi city or municipal roads. So we have more access sa mga residential areas. So more on barangay. More on barangay. Okay. So roads like sa Lipa City. So nandyan si Ayala Highway. And then yung mga local streets inside the Lipa City town proper. Okay. So aside from those theoretical or the descriptions ng mga highways natin. So we have this minimum requirements. So these are the standard requirements po of how wide it should be and how steep or steepness or yung sloping natin. So for example, si Barangay Road, so 10 meters yung right of way. And then with nung 2 lanes na carriageway natin or highway is nasa 4 meters each side. And then sa national highways naman, so 20 meters yung right of way. And then uh, we have here the maximum gradings rather. Okay. So aside from these minimum requirements na quantitative, so we have pagdating sa design data, yung mga field survey informations natin. So this is more about the topography. So we have to determine yung mga physical locations, alignment, gradients, and cross-sections nung gagawin nating highway. Before the design nung roads natin, we have to study yung land. Flat ba yung land? Or nasa mountainous area siya? Or matarik? Gano'ng katarik? Okay, so kasi the topography affects again yung shape ng roads natin. Okay, next, we have to consider din yung highway location. So this is about gathering ng pertinent data. So we have to choose yung exact route na dadaanan. So we have to use mga surveys, maps, and measurements. So measurement tools. So nakagamit kayo ng theodolite. Tama po? Last semester. So that way po, so you have to measure yung mga horizontal and vertical alignments. Okay, so you also have to study may mga rice fields ba dun, or may mga green areas ba na madadaanan yung road sections, may mga rivers ba. So kung may rivers, kailangan ba ng or gaano kataas yung foundation or elevation nung gagawing bridge for the roads. And then kung may residential areas, so saan pwedeng padaanin para hindi especially yung mga bypass roads natin. So they have to be away from the central business district and the residential area. So saan mo siya padadaanin na hindi ka magkakaroon ng masyadong madaming demolition. Okay. So more on the design data. So sa highway location, we also have to consider reconnaissance. So this is like scouting the land or surveying. So you have to survey ano ba yung landscape nung daan. You have to walk or drive around to see where the road should go. You have to note about the slopes. So again, yung mga farmlands, okay. And then yung mga soil samples, so dito siya pumapasok sa preliminary survey. So you have to map the area in detail, kukuha ng soil sample, check yung slopes, and even you have to study yung mga aerial photos. And then pagdating naman sa environmental stewardship, so this is more about the utility lines. So you have to check may matatamaan ba na sanitary sewers, yung mga water supply lines, power lines, drainage, and even yung mga fiber optic na cables before the construction. Okay, so we have here a typical roadway section ng national road natin sa urban areas. So, this is a proposal or a standard design na yung utility lines is nasa underground. Okay, so after ng drainage, so andyan din si underground utilities. Okay, so we have here the main carriageway. So yung shoulder po ng highway natin is after ng solid white line dito sa edge ng highways natin. So since this is for urban areas, so wala pong nagiging shoulder typical, pero nagkakaroon sila ng laybys for emergency stops. Okay, and then for rural areas naman, so this one, meron na tayong shoulder dito. Okay, so after the edge nung highways natin, so nandyan si shoulder for emergency stops. Pero karamihan or kalimitan, ginagawang parking area ng mga private cars or even ng mga buildings, businesses. So this is a 2011 standard again. So yung utilities or yung service utilities is nasa underground, yung proposal. So more on the design data. So we have to also consider yung office projection and the final survey location. So the office projection, so this is, we have to try different road lines sa map to find kung alin ba yung cheapest and safest option natin. So, di ba, you have your building system design. So, you have to consider alin ba or saan ba yung entrance nung buildings natin. And gaano kalayo yung setback nung property from the highway. So, it's like you're drawing the alternative routes. So, before choosing kung saan yung pinakamagandang access papunta dun sa property. Then, final location survey. So, once na mapili yung um, entrance sa property, so you have to mark it sa actual land. So, as markings na yun yung final route ng highway. Okay, so we have here the minimum design standards. So, this excludes yung mga tourism roads natin. Okay, so we have to consider sa design speed, radius. Radius is for the turning movement ng mga sasakyan natin. Especially kung yung roads natin is i-consider natin yung mga trucks and buses. So we have to consider yung gaano ba sila kahaba. And then we have to design based dun depende rin sa average daily traffic. So for barangay road, um, this is minimum. So 160 yung radius nung curvature. And then sa grading, so this is the slope percentage. And then for tourism roads, so we have this minimum design standards. So yung tourism roads po, this this is applicable sa mga roads or highways or streets kagaya nung sa Vigan or sa Ilocos. Okay, so hindi nyo naman po kailangang sauluhin yung nasa table. And then, yeah. So we are here sa highway curves. So sa highway curves po, this once na mapili or makapag-layout na tayo nung routes, so we have to study yung stationing and then yung curves natin saan mag start yung uh, starting point ng curve natin and then hanggang saan. So yung tangent natin is the perpendicular. Okay. So mas ma-appreciate nito pag nagso-solve na tayo ng problems. Okay, so sa route selection po, so we have to balance the safety, yung cost, the environment, and yung community needs. So, pagdating sa safety kasi, kung korbada yan, say sa korbada, um, we have to consider yung design speed ng mga sasakyan na dadaan para hindi sila nag-drift. Okay, so 'di ba kung nababalitaan nyo, uh, may mga karsada na paliko tapos sobrang flat niya. So, madaming nagde-drift na sa elevation yung highways natin sa mga kurbada. So, it prevents the vehicles from slipping or skidding. Okay, and then highway components. So, this consists of the highway plans and profile. So, pag sinabi nating plans, so this is the layout or yung map view ng highways natin. So, this one. And then, kapag sinabi nating profile, so this shows yung slope or yung side view ng highway natin. Okay. So, that is to understand paano ba natin i-construct yung highway. So, for this certain section, so, from the top view, so, ganito yung kurbada nung highway natin pero may sloping siya. And then this green lines is the actual line nung land areas. So may mga areas na labis sa taas. So we have to cut those land that piece of soil, and then dito sa area na to, so we have to fill those parts. So dyan papasok yung uh, sa earthworks natin. So yung mga cut and fill ng sections. And then plans and estimates, this is more on the scaling ng highway plans natin, scaling and stationing. Okay, so this is a repeat. So okay, so si grades and grade control, so this is more on the vertical alignment ng road sections natin. So lahat ng control, sight distance. So kung matarik yung road or yung highway natin, so gaano kataas yung slope na makikita mo pa din yung kasalubong mo. So we have to consider those things. Then pagdating sa grade inspection, so sa preliminary plans, we have to check yung field conditions natin. Okay, and then preparation ng final plans, this includes yung mga earthwork quantities, ilan ang area na ikakat natin, and then saan dadalhin yung field. Okay. Okay, so for example, this one. So this is the line or national grade line nung mountain area. Pero yung roadway or yung highway is kailangan nandito, right in the middle. So we have to cut this slope, and then we have to fill itong area na nasa baba. So para magpantay yung highway natin. Kasi syempre, gusto mo ba na tabingi yung highways? Hindi naman, 'di ba? And then pababa pa yan. So that is prone to accident kung hindi natin papantayan yung grade line natin. Okay. So here are some examples ng highway. So this is Highway 23. This is in Italy. This was constructed in 1988, and then Landwasser Viaduct. So this is in Switzerland. So this railway is constructed in a mountainous area. So masyadong so we have to take note of these things, o gaano kalaki or gaano kataas yung itatayo nating foundation para yung highway or railway natin is they are at the same level. Okay, so geometric design, this is more on the cross section. So we have these main features, again, gradient, intersection, and sight distance, horizontal and vertical alignment. So geometric design is all about the shape ng roadway natin. So lane width, gaano kalapad yung highways on both sides. Saan yung curves, gaano ka laki yung radius ng turning movement, and then intersections, slopings, and sight distance. Then we have here the techniques for horizontal and vertical alignment. Again, pag horizontal, either left or right lang yan. Left or right curves, and then vertical is up and down na slopes. So they are both should be considered sa design natin for safe speed ng vehicles. Okay, so for other factors, so we have here the design speed, yung mga topography, vehicle type nung intended users natin ng highway. And then human. So this is more about the driver behavior. And then sa environment, so noise, air. Air is about the emissions ng mga vehicles natin. And then land pollutions and land degradation. Okay. Economic is more about the costing, and then traffic is more on projection nung traffic volume natin. Traffic composition is about the types of vehicles. So, ilan or ano yung percentage ng mga road users natin? Ilan yung pedestrian, ilan yung cars, ilan yung buses? So, ito. Okay, so turning movements. So, ito yung sinasabi ko kanina. So, we have to consider say for private cars or passenger cars. So, yung design niya. Okay, so this is a almost 6 meters yung haba. So, yung minimum radius niya is nasa 7.26 meters. So, yung turning movement niya, so this is yung path nung center ng vehicle, and then okay. So, kung kita nyo dito, so ito yung nakakain niya na radius or sa daan. Okay, and then we also have to consider yung other road users natin like trucks. So, yung trucks, so this is all 9 meters. So, yung minimum turning radius niya is nasa 12.73 meters. Then, kung bus naman, na ganito kahaba, or 12.36 meters, so yung minimum radius niya per turning is 12.7 meters. Okay, so si highway planning po, so this is involves many steps. So first is to survey the land, then choose the routes, and then saka pa lang tayo magdodrawing ng mga plans and profiles natin. Then we have to consider yung safety and environment pagdating sa design ng highways natin. And then finalize yung design depende sa projection ng offices and buildings natin. So, yung steps po na yun is we follow those steps even sa mga small barangay roads natin. So, do you have any question po? Okay, so that's it po for lesson 2. So, for the rest of the time, so mag-decide po kayo kung sino ang okay, so nakapag-fill out na yung iba. Okay, so mag-decide po kayo sa ka-group nyo and decide also kung anong road section yung gusto nyo. So,
So, ready na siguro ano? Ready na siguro sa discussion natin ngayon. Kasi kung hindi, sabagay, ang hindi naman ay hydraulics yung ating gagawin ng halina.
okay, and then yung submission po, so next week gagawin niyo yung activity. And then week 5, so i-discuss po natin yung lecture 3, and then yung submission nyo po ng activity is on week 6. So, okay po ba tayo dun sa timeline na yon?
About dun sa last na discussion natin, meron ba?
Okay, so tapos na tayo sa lecture 2. So, bali bukas, wala na po tayong klase. So, gamitin nyo na lang din po yung time to do yung activity natin.